Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Can't wait to tell y'all when they've got the championship cigars out. That'd be really cool. Get to spread that good word. Not such great word. Today is the championship celebration, of course, for the baseball Tigers tonight, 7 o'clock. So we'll look forward to that. And today is your boy's last day on radio for a hot minute. We are tomorrow. The family Scone heads to the beach for our annual family beach trip, and I will. And then we come back Monday, but I'll be off work that whole next week. So I won't be back on radio until Monday, July the 7th. So today will be my last day on air until Monday, July 7th. So looking forward to that. Anyway, couple things. Talked to Shay Dixon yesterday for our weekly recruiting visit. Probably saw over the weekend, or maybe you missed it while we were all just, burying ourselves in the College World Series finals. But Bo Bentley, the quarterback that LSU had been recruiting, and it was down to Oklahoma and LSU. He picked OU. So LSU still doesn't have a quarterback committed for 2026. Remember, Bo Bentley was the highest remaining uncommitted quarterback in the country. So it was really so the ripple effects of the Bryce Underwood thing continue to be felt. So because Underwood was committed for so long for the class of 25, LSU wasn't recruiting a quarterback for 26, and most of the elite quarterbacks in 26 weren't interested in LSU because Underwood was going there. So nobody wanted to come to LSU and sit behind Underwood for 2 years. So LSU wasn't recruiting quarterback as of December for 26. Underwood flips, and now all of a sudden it's like, go. So Bentley was the highest remaining uncommitted quarterback. They put the full court press on, and we're down to the final two is OU and LSU, and he picked OU. So now what do you do? Well, LSU offered Bryson Beaver is his name. Bryson Beaver out of California. On3 rates him as a 4-star, but the composite, so when you combine all the ratings systems, he's a 3-star. He's like number 850 nationally or something like that. The 55th quarterback, but he was in the Elite 11, so he's kind of a fast riser. Maybe plays his senior year and rises up some of those scouting services. But 6'3", 190, all that stuff. So out of California. So he's the next one they've offered, but he's got an offer from Oregon and Ole Miss, and Auburn offered just after LSU did. So that's one who, as he plays out his senior year, he may elevate. But still, you're pretty far down the list of quarterbacks, so really put you in a pickle. So really what you're looking for next year is, 26, you're hoping Michael Van Buren is ready as a third-year player to be a guy. Or Colin Hurley, the two of them battle it out, however it works. And then you land a really big fish in 2027, because 27 is a big-time class for quarterbacks in Louisiana, headlined by Elijah Haven, who's the number one quarterback in the country. So, kind of an uncomfortable quarterback future for LSU, considering you thought you had your plan with Underwood when he defected there in the 11th hour. It really left you in a lurch. So not just for the 25 class, they went and got Van Buren out of the portal, but for 26 as well. So I mean, if you want the bright side of it, the spin, the positive, glass half full, it's that LSU's most successful quarterbacks have been transfers. So keep it in the transfer portal. Okay. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. We will say our good mornings here to everybody. Hey, Jacob, good morning. Kelly Gross, good morning. Brian Wynn, good morning. Jason from the Seattle airport headed to Alaska. All right, Jason. Enjoy Alaska. Make sure you got those blackout shades and everything like that, man, so you can sleep. Daniel Roof, great interview with Michael Braswell. Thank you, man. Yeah, Braswell was great. If you missed the interview, I'll post the link in here for those that might be interested. He was outstanding. I told him that if he wanted to, when baseball ends, whenever that is, that he could certainly do media. He was outstanding. And he kind of joked. He was like, "Yeah, my parents always tell me I talk too much." And say that's a good thing in radio. You need to talk. Yeah. So, but he was great. He was honest and engaging and very refreshing. Great to visit with him. Yeah, I planned on having him in studio for a segment or two. He got there early, so I had the last segment of the first hour, and then I kept him for 3 segments in hour number 2. So he ended up doing just about an hour with me, which was awesome. So, he was great. Thomas, good morning. Chef, good morning. Randall, do you think Arkansas won a national championship under Dave Van Horn? I mean, you keep getting there. Eventually, it feels like you'll break through, right? But when you've been 10 times and you keep losing, it kind of feels like the Mike Martin path. You know, you got a guy that if a team is a reflection of their coach, you know, I look specifically at. I mean, you could say, okay, look at the game where Charles Dovelin takes the ball off his shoulder, or Vaheva Aloy goes to third instead of second, or Kojal mistimes his jump and Bear Jones's ball goes into center for the win. And you could say, man, what does the coach have to do with any of that? Nothing. He can't make any of those plays. But if the team is a reflection of the coach and the coach is not expecting good things to happen at the end, do the players manifest that? I don't know. But I think there's something to that. Irfan Sayad, beach trip. Kayla, Morin pitching looks good for next year. Evans, Schmidt, Sheeran, Guidry, Williams, Rizzi, maybe Cowan comes back, and they will add more for sure. Got Newt as well. Weston, perfect time for a vacay. Enjoy it. Yeah, man. Ready. Bubba, good morning. Caught some of T-Bob's new pod yesterday. Starting to think it wasn't the money that swayed him. I think he wanted to be able to curse on here. I didn't know T-Bob was doing a new pod. I don't know what he's doing yet. I haven't seen his stuff, so we'll see. Dale, no, it's not done. So Dale, that happens sometimes, and that is on the Trust Wallet side. If you uninstall and reinstall your Trust Wallet, it'll reappear. That periodically happens. I don't know why, but it's on the Trust Wallet side of things, not on the GMEX side of things. I would not, however, recommend uninstalling your Trust Wallet if you don't have your security phrase. So, yeah, mine's at 02. So, but no, that is it's happened before. When it happens, people always message me, "Man, what's going on?" Nothing. It's on the Trust Wallet side. But again, don't uninstall and reinstall your Trust Wallet if you don't have your security phrase. Seth, morning. Any idea why the NCAA championship trophies look the same? Yeah, because they're NCAA championship trophies. It's like the LHSAA state champion trophies all look the same. Remember, like in football, when you get the golden waffle cone, like the NCAA doesn't put on the football championship. The college football play, the leagues outsource their championship to the college football playoff. There is no NCAA football champion. The NCAA does not crown a football champion, an FBS champion. I mean, just thinking about high school, they all look the same. Robert, good morning. Never miss any of your content this year. Always a pleasure to listen, talk about our team. Sports purgatory has begun. How about them Tigers? I don't know that I would call it sports purgatory, Robert. I do like MLB. I love MLB, so I got that. And it's June 25th, man. I mean, baseball carried us to the end of June. You know, we got the afterglow of this, and you got the NBA draft tonight, and you've got the MLB draft coming up in a few weeks. Plus, you've got transfer portal for baseball. Now, and maybe it's easier for me because I'm taking next week off. So I'll be off starting tomorrow all the way through next week. And so when I come back, I have 1 week and then SEC Media Days. And then when I get back from Media Days, the Saints report for training camp. And then the next week, LSU reports. So it ain't far away, man. Shelby, heard plenty of people talking about comps for Cade. For me, it's Max Fried, 4-pitch mix, upper 90s fastball, similar build. Being a Braves fan, I see a ton of Fried, and it fits me. I like Max Fried, too. Yeah, I think I've heard that comp, too. Sean, you've earned the time off. Enjoy. Has Locked on LSU risen the ratings these past few months? All the post-game shows have to have an impact. Yeah, I'll see. At the end of the month, we'll get the month-long rundown. I would anticipate being number 2 behind Auburn. I got a long way to go to catch Zach, but we'll get him. But I'll let you know when I find out. But it should be. I would be surprised if in June I'm not second behind Auburn. I can't imagine anybody else doing in June what we did in June. I mean, we did numbers in June bigger than I did this past football season. So, yeah, I would think so. So thanks to everybody who continues to watch and listen and subscribe to Locked on LSU. It's a huge help. I appreciate it greatly. Abner, good morning. You're so talented professional. When you know I am retired, some days sleep late. My wife and I watch Locked on Morning Scone and AFR. I love it, Abner. Thank you so much, man. You're always very kind. I appreciate the compliments. You know, everybody always wants to hear nice things. But the truth is, in our business, so often you only hear the negative. It's almost the comp I often give is like at a restaurant. It's very seldom would ever call the manager over to say, "I just want you to know, food was perfect. Our waiter was respectful and outstanding. We had the greatest experience, and we're coming back." People call the manager over to say, "My steak isn't the right temperature. The waiter's rude. My water hasn't been refilled, and I'm never coming back." Like that's typically what happens. People usually reach out to me when they disagree with me to complain, to argue. They didn't like something I did. Like that's usually what you hear. So it is nice to hear the nice things. It's okay. It's part of the job. I'm not complaining about it. It's what it is. I mean, I don't. It doesn't bother me. All feedback's good. You know, take it with a grain of salt. But I do appreciate when people take the time to say nice things. So thank you. Bubba, good morning. You know what, Thomas? Let's go ahead and do it, man. Here it comes. I know Dale's watching, so here you go, Dale.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right. Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember, we are giving away $10,000 cash money. So all you got to do, sign up for free no obligation roofing inspection, and bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. You're entered to win $10,000 cash from Parish Construction Roofing. We will be announcing the Friday of SEC Media Days, Friday after. So Media Days ends Thursday. We'll announce that Friday the 18th. Bubba, Manny, Mark, so confused. Why are we missing on QBs? Because they were just late in the process, man. I mean, usually the recruiting process starts years in advance. So LSU had been in on Underwood and had him committed since the previous January. So Bryce Underwood had been committed for a year, and you weren't going to get an elite quarterback in 26 the year after you had signed Underwood. I mean, Underwood was this, everybody says generational, this or that, but he was the number one prospect in the country. And so the top players for 26 didn't want to come to LSU the year behind Underwood. So LSU wasn't recruiting a quarterback for 26 because they had Underwood. Well, Underwood at the last minute flips. And so now LSU, the top prospects for 26, a lot of them had already committed or had heavy leans. And so LSU was late in the process starting to recruit guys for 2026. And Bentley was the highest remaining uncommitted quarterback. He was always thought to be an OU lean, and that's ultimately where he landed. And so now you're looking around going, all right, who's next? So it's probably Portal. Hey, Patrick, good morning. My fellow follically challenged friend. Genetics suck. I don't know. It's interesting, Patrick. I always joke that like I have hair everywhere you don't want it, nowhere where you do. So like I got body hair all over, right? But I have no hair on my head. But I got like terrible eyesight too. But thanks, Dr. Blake Williamson, I had LASIK, which is awesome. But I started wearing glasses in like the 6th grade. But I have great teeth. Like genetically, I have great teeth. Which is a weird thing to say, I know, but even I remember since I was a kid, my dentist has always told me, first Dr. Sibley, now Dr. Shannon, Dr. Stephen Shannon, who's awesome, by the way. Boy, you got good looking teeth. But always tell me, like, and I don't floss. I mean, I brush every morning and night. And I've gone to my dentist 6-month cleanings my whole life. So that's always been something I've done since I was a kid all the way through now. But like, I don't do anything extra. I'm not using like a floss pick or I just got really healthy teeth. It's like, I guess that's a good thing. I prefer great hair and abs and the ability to jump like 46 inches and to be like 6'4". But whatever. Some genetic things are good. Hey, Ryan, remember yesterday looking at Players Championship post on IG that Cooper Williams decommitted from A&M and went to LSU, safe to say, made the right decision. How about that? David, can't wait for the pool jump when LSU football wins the Natty. That will be a cold pool jump. Stephen Oob, enjoyed the Braswell interview yesterday. Thank you. He was fantastic, man. Hey, Brad, do you prefer 5-11 format college football playoff? I prefer no auto bids. I prefer the top 16 teams make the playoff. That's what I prefer. And I wouldn't prefer a 5. I'd prefer a 4 because I don't think the G5 deserves an auto bid. But if given the choices between like the 4, 2, what is it? The 4-4-2 model or whatever. 4-4-2-2-1. I'd prefer, whatever the number is. The 4 auto bids for SEC, 4 auto bids for Big 10, 2 for ACC, 2 for Big 12. I'd prefer the single auto bid and then at large. So 5-11. Any names in the baseball portal would interest 2026 baseball Tigers? I mean, not yet. I mean, the pitcher from Rutgers is one LSU's in on. And there's a kid from Cal, he's an infielder from Cal that they've offered. So I would imagine that's going to start ramping up here really soon. But you also have to wait and see what happens in the draft to know what you're going to have. Let's see, why is it so hard for quarterbacks to get on campus? I mean, BYU landed a 5-star. What scares off these kids? So I just talked about that. It's not that kids are scared off. It's LSU just got a really late start for 26. 27, you should. I mean, 27, you've got Elijah Haven, Peyton Houston, and then Malachi Ziegler from Benton. There's 3 kids who are top 10 quarterbacks in the country. Number 1, 8, and 9 in the country are all from Louisiana. And then Colton Nussmeier, Nuss's little brother, is also, LSU's recruiting him for 27 as well. So those 4, you're going to get one. I mean, you're going to get one of the top quarterbacks in the country for 27. It's just 26 is a problem because you were so far behind because of Underwood. Hey, Robbie, morning, Matt. Yesterday on the McAfee show, Rodgers announced he said it will likely be his last season. How do you think he'll do with the Steelers? Do you see him leading the Steelers to the Super Bowl? I do not. And Rodgers was healthy last year with the Jets, played the full season. It was okay. He's just 41 years old and not great anymore. Ray, good morning. I wonder how much the baseball natty helps with other sports recruiting. I don't know that, but I mean, exposure is always a good thing, right? And I think football helps the other sports more than anything because most of the other sports plan their fall recruiting visits around football weekends, so they get recruits to campus for football games. Like Strohmile told us the story famously. Strohmile Swift, if you remember, I'm guessing most of you are old enough to remember Strohmile was on his recruiting visit to LSU when LSU beat Florida in 1997. He stormed the field. There's a picture of him on the goalpost, like hanging on the goalpost after they tore it down. As a recruit, as a high school recruit. I'd say it's pretty impactful. Hey, Reed, love the Braswell interview. Other guys you think we see do a sit down in the near future? Yeah, man. I'll reaching out to all of them. It's just a matter of when they have time to come in and all that stuff. So, and I do think, partnerships we have with Our Lady of the Lake, partnerships we have with Gordon and the G team, we'll be able to do a lot of those. So like, just before they left for Omaha, Milam, Kate Anderson, and Bear Jones were all in studio in partnership with Our Lady of the Lake. And then Bear Jones, Josh Pearson, Braswell, Gavin Guidry are all G team members. So I'm sure we'll have a chance to talk to those guys as well. Anybody I want to hear from, let me know. I'm happy to call any of them. Hey, Gerald, good morning. Kelly Gross, looking forward to some Olivia time with you during morning Scone. She'll be there. Olivia's my niece, for those that don't know, and she loves Uncle Matt shows. So she loves to sit there with me on morning Scone during vacation. So, so tomorrow I'll be at the house before we leave doing morning Scone. Maybe we do it in the car, but starting on Friday, you should see Olivia on Friday. Hey, David, good morning. Guy Brooks, good morning. Happy hump day. Reed Rule, try to Google when does the portal close for baseball. Hang on. Usually it's a 45-day. Closes July 1st. Open June 2nd, closes July 1st. So, but remember, it's important to remember, in July 1st is Tuesday. So it closes Tuesday. But it's important to remember, it's important to remember that a player just has to enter the portal during the window. They don't have to commit. So you could have players making visits and committing later. It's just that window is just for the players to enter their name into the portal. Eric Wilderotter, curious from a content creation side, is baseball easier, more enjoyable than football? It's different. The thing about football season is with football, you are deep on one topic for the entire fall, right? But there's never any shortage of information or interest or any of that stuff. The spring, we do much more. Spring, you have baseball season. It overlaps with college basketball, which then there's also the basketball portal window in the spring signing period. You have spring football. You have the NFL draft, then mini camp and OTAs. You have the NBA season, if the Pelicans are relevant, now into the NBA draft. But I guess my point is I like the spring better because there's such a variety of stuff to talk about. I mean, football season is great because it's football and we love football, but it is one thing every day. That's all. Let's see. T. Termini is a baseball season, yet football's too depressing. Robbie, who would you like to see the Pelicans draft tonight? Your thoughts on CJ McCollum being traded? Yeah, I like the McCollum trade. You got younger. With Bay and Poole, those are two 26-year-old guards. I mean, I thought you're likely to draft a guard 7 overall anyway. I keep seeing the kid from Rutgers being mocked to the Pelicans, so that seems like a good one. I mean, it's so hard. Outside of the NBA draft is so hard. I mean, in the NFL, you draft a first rounder, you are expecting a day one starter. It's just not like that in the NBA. Outside of the top, whoever the top elite ready-made players are, like in this draft, it's Cooper Flagg, right? I mean, it's all kind of a crapshoot. So, see. Hey, Tracy, good morning. Let's see. Did you see what Spurrier said about Arch Manning? I feel he has a lot to prove. Nuss is a better Heisman candidate. I did not see what Spurrier said about Arch. Hang on. Oh, he was on Pat Dooley's podcast. If he's that good, why did they let Quinn Ewers play all the time? Ewers was a 7th round pick. Was that an old quote? Oh, it was 20 hours ago. Interesting. I feel like I heard Spurs say it. Yeah, I get that, but you also have financial considerations now. I mean, Ewers was on a 7-figure NIL deal as well. So, and Ewers is a good player. So, I don't disagree in that. At least there's something to prove. Right, like as far as Arch goes, like I have a hard time. Like I've been asked this question a lot in a lot of different ways. Like what's your quarterback tier in the SEC? Who would you take? Like I would take this year. I would take Garrett Nussmeier. That's not a homer pick. He's a 5th-year senior, and he's the leading returning passer in college football. And I have a sample size of quarterbacks that I've seen make a progression from year 1 to 2 as a starter, especially as a 5th-year player. Jay Daniels, Joe Burrow, Zach Mettenberger, we all know the drill. Arch maybe has a higher ceiling. DJ Lagway maybe has a higher ceiling. But this year, they're not there yet. I mean, they're going to be starting really for the first time. I mean, Arch has started 2 games against G5 teams. Lagway completed about 50% of his passes last year and had 12 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. I mean, like, there's a learning curve. So this year, I would take Nuss. Now, if you say which quarterback would you take long term, like I may take a flyer on Arch or Lagway or something like that long term. Hey, club, good morning. Thomas, crank it up, Dale. Stuck it, Dale. Crank it up, Scott. Stuck it, Dale. There you go, Patrick. Yep. Reed, Underwood set us back big time. Unfortunately, I think we're going portal heavy at quarterback until 27. Well, I mean, you bridged with Van Buren, and if you hit with Van Buren, then awesome. Then he's your guy in 26, and then maybe even 27. I mean, Van Buren could be your quarterback in 26 and 27. And then in 28, whoever you sign in 27 becomes your guy as a second-year player. I think that's a best case right now. Gerald Duval, what's your dream vacation? Italy. I'd love to take like 2 months and just go live in Italy and see the whole country. Boondocking and rocking. David, what's the person of expanding the March Madness basketball tournament 76 teams? More TV windows, more money. Remember, if it's the revenue generator for that is the TV contract, and the more TV inventory you give them, the higher the price point. So that's why. Money. My dream vacation is full Omaha with Jello shots. Wonder if Gavin Keelan watched the Men's World Series. Zach Root was there and lost to the team that he didn't choose. Robert Collins, Matt, do you foresee LSU getting a weekend starter out of the portal for their pitching? Yes. And I'm not telling you I have a name. I mean, they're recruiting the guy from Rutgers, but who's the best guy left in the portal? I was told yesterday Tennessee has a lean there. Kind of had a head start on LSU and has a bigger NIL budget. But yes, I do. They've done it every year. I mean, this year they went and got Ianson and Sheeran, Cowan, Holman and Jump last year, Skeens and Hurd year before. I mean, they're just, they're looking for starting pitching every year in the portal. Hey, Patrick, this morning I read a Lafayette Daily Advertiser article from 4 years ago titled, Here's Why LSU new baseball coach Jay Johnson is not a home run hire. Yeah, that was Glenn Gilbo. Strikes and gutters, man. When you're in the opinion media, sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. Isn't Olivia the one that busted your head on vacation? Busted my head? Busted my head. I don't think I busted my head. Jason, you remember Olivia loves to collect keychains. Hunter, morning, Matt. You going to the celebration tonight? I'm not, so I'll be on air and then I'm a jet home and I'll probably watch it on TV. But I got to start to pack. We're leaving in the morning for the beach, so I got to get home and start packing. Bailey, you think Van Buren's going to start next year? I don't know. Hope so. I'll tell you what, man. He's got ability. The play of the day in the spring game was a ball Van Buren threaded between two defenders, but from about 30 yards out on a rope into the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Can't remember who caught it now. I got it in my notes somewhere, but he's got ability. There's no doubt. Little undersized, but got arm talent and athleticism. Bailey, I went to Papa's Downtown Houston. Your recommendation, best thing I've had. Papa's Downtown is so good. Papa's is great. Papa's Steakhouse, but I love the downtown. The one by the Galleria is cool, but the one downtown is so cool. It's like old world steakhouse. You know what I mean? Like low ceilings, dark wood, really cool vibe. Great bar, great vibe. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. If you're in Houston and you want a steak, Papa's Downtown is great. Jonathan Martin, Scone, what signings or draft risks? Jonathan, so I don't know. I don't know high school prospects. So every year, I have one very, very good source who is a scout. I know a lot. I tell you, I know a lot of scouts. I have one very good source who's a scout, kind of for the region, for an MLB team. And every year I get the list. I'm like, all right, run through each of these guys. Tell me what they're at, where you think they're drafted, what their ask is, what you think you would offer them, any background, like probability, like coming to campus, 100% not coming to campus, 50-50. So I'd go down the list and I'll have that conversation before the draft. So, but I don't know yet. So give me 2 weeks. Uncle Scone at 20,000 feet. Oh, nice. Jason is in the air watching Morning Scone. I love that. Murray and Poole could be the best guard combo in the league. Well, DeJounte Murray's also not going to play this year. So, I mean, or it'll be very limited with the Achilles, but hope so. Trivia. Tiger Poppy. Mr. Wallace excited about football. Linebacker core will be outstanding. Oh, by the way, Charles Ross, CJ Ross, freshman linebacker from Texas, is going to be on AFR today. Very much looking forward to that. Derek, great interview with Braswell, even though he's a Falcon fan. That was funny. He leaned into it too. We had fun with him. It was great. Grayton or Rosemary Beach? I don't know that I've been to Grayton. I've been to Rosemary, which is beautiful. And we're going to 30A. So, Cole, Matt, do you think Jay's a better coach than Paul was at LSU? I mean, I think objectively you have to say yes at this point. He's won 2 championships, if that's the standard by which you judge. But I do think LSU fans don't give Paul Maneri enough credit for what he did here. I mean, your job is to recruit and put your team in position to get to Omaha. And they were a national seed 6 straight years, which has only been done one other time. Stanford did it 6 straight years. So, I mean, 13 and 15 are 2 of the best LSU baseball teams ever. In 2013, LSU baseball was 23-7 in the conference. Nola was the national pitcher of the year. They went to Omaha and played UCLA and had a pitcher throwing 88 miles an hour, chucking meatballs. LSU was crushing them, and they just were long fly ball outs in that park. Sucks. You lost the game 2-1. So, like, this is not right. No. 2013. 2013, and which, I mean, I'm just talking, that team was, y'all forget, man, that team, like that's my point. That's the point I always make, man, is if you don't win in Omaha, you are forgotten by this program. And it's unfortunate because 2013 LSU baseball was 54-17. It would hang on. They were 57-11. 57-11. They were 23-7 in the SEC. I mean, that team was crazy good. I think that's the team that didn't lose a midweek the entire season. And I don't think they lost an SEC weekend. No, they lost to South Carolina. Won the SEC tournament, swept their regional, beat Oklahoma in the Super Regional. That was the Nola Gray Super where Aaron Nola threw a complete game shutout. And they went to Omaha, lost to UCLA 2-1, and then lost North Carolina 4-2. They went to Omaha and scored 3 runs in 2 games. I mean, that team was that 2013 team was amazing. Bregman was a freshman on that team. Oh, man, I'm trying to look up the stats. It only goes back to 14. Hang on. Okay. 2013. They hit 305 as a team, but they only hit 47 homers. Talk about the difference in era when that was the dead and bats. They only hit 47 homers. Mason Katz led the way with 16. Katz hit 370, Bregman 369, Rhymes 331, McMullen 314, Laird 307, Ibarra 305. I mean, your only starters that weren't over 300 were Jacoby Jones at 294 and Ty Ross, who was 217. He was your catcher. Again, he was an out, but he was a great defensive catcher. I mean, Nola was the national pitcher of the year. You had Ryan Eads and Cody Glenn on that team. You had 3 legitimate starters. I mean, Chris Cotton was your closer, had 16 saves. His ERA was 1.16. I mean, Bourgeois, Rumbelow, Kurt McCune was a reliever on that team. Hunter Newman, Joey Bourgeois. Good team. Thirteen's the one that really got away. Anyway. All right. Let's get out of here, y'all. Oh, I gotta get going. And thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it. Have an excellent vacation. Thank you so much. Looking forward to it. One more day of work, though. Locked on LSU is live. AFR at 3. I'll check it out. All of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Remember, Brock, Rock, and Wine, Saturday, July 26th at South Stadium Club in Tiger Stadium. Get your tickets at brortho.com. And our $10,000 Parish Construction Roofing giveaway, July 18th. All you got to do is sign up for a free, no obligation roofing inspection. You are entered to win $10,000. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Have an awesome day.